we are a little bit earlier than expected though, but I'll take it.
Yeah. It does not say we're live, but I don't know.
Well, now it is. Now we are live. Remember, it's
Oh, there it
27.
is.
There it is, man. Hell yeah. Okay, ladies and
Let's
gentlemen.
go. Let's go.
Oh
Free
boy.
agent.
Yeah, it is free agency time, and you know what? I think it's time to announce some mid Sabres moves here, folks. The
Do
Sabres
it.
are
Let's do
making
it.
we are making moves up the food chain. We're going from fifth to maybe fifth.
Yeah.
So yeah, Buffalo highlights. What's up first? Love that. Love
Going
that.
on, guys. What's going on? Exciting day. Exciting day for
There we
Buffalo
go.
sports. Huge off season, like we've been saying. Whole time here. We are excited.
Yep. Yep. And so the Sabres, in the first of two moves that happened in just a matter of like 10 seconds here. I don't know if you can see on my screen now, but I have my Twitter feed, and Bobby Margarita, insider, aka Bob McKenzie, has announced that the Sabres have signed Ilya Lyubushkin, right-handed defenseman from the Toronto Maple Leafs, on a 2-year, $2.5 million deal. Let's get the breaking news up there. Let's get it up
Breaking
there.
news. Breaking news.
Ilya Lyubushkin is coming to Buffalo. 2 years, $2.5 million a year. But seconds after that, and just before we went officially live, the Sabres made another big-time move, and this was a goalie. We finally got a goalie, but there's a huge but here, okay, ladies and gentlemen? Huge, big but, okay? Because this goalie is not that known around the NHL and in Buffalo, but we better get used to him now because the Sabres have signed former Winnipeg Jet Eric Comrie to a 1-year deal, 1.8 mil, right?
Yeah, it's something like that. Let's just say this is a move that strikes Sabres right here. This is, saving as much money as possible, going out, getting whoever, trying to piece together a team. So far the moves we have made, very cheap. It looks like we're maybe gonna try to get a big time guy. I don't know. It just, you would think by now, with all these leaks coming out, there would be, Sabres sign this guy to like $4 million. I think we also should announce Victor Olofsson is back. Big re-signing there.
Yes,
2 years, what is it, 4.75 per year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great bridge deal, I think. Again, like we said, we're not completely sold on Olofsson, but we want him here still. So I think that's a perfect deal, kind of prove yourself deal. We've seen those fail before in the past, but I think it's necessary.
But to summarize, Victor Olofsson, RFA, we finally came to terms with them. That's a 2-year, $9.5 million deal. Ilya Lyubushkin, the right shot defenseman from Toronto, signed to a 2-year, $5 million deal. And goaltender Eric Comrie signed to a 2-year, $3.6 million deal. All of that happening within the last 10 minutes or so. The Olofsson move was confirmed a little before that, but the last two that I mentioned there, that just happened. So we got 9 people in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. If you are new, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Tell us, what do you think about these moves, guys? What do you think?
League wide too. If you want to drop a comment league wide, I know there's a lot of huge moves that have already happened. Brett Burns, I mean, who saw that coming? Yeah. A lot of news. Jack Campbell gets big money. I've been watching Twitter all day, and some of these moves are kind of shocking. St. Louis with a huge overpay, 8 years. Oh my gosh, we should probably talk about that one.
Oh boy, yeah. New York Rangers are going to get Yaroslav Halak. Yeah, and Elliot Freeman confirming Eric Comrie coming to Buffalo.
There it is.
Ugh. Someone tweeted, why did Buffalo need so many goalies? We only have Anderson, Tokarski, UPO, and now Comrie. Oh my goodness.
Hopefully Tokarski's gone though. If I see something that says the Sabres have re-signed Tokarski, I am going to be livid. Yeah. There is no reason why Tokarski should be back. Yeah, especially now that Malcolm's there for the AHL. So no reason Tokarski should be here. He's had a few good moments throughout the Sabres tenure, but overall I think me and you could both agree, absolute poverty on the ice. So we gotta avoid him at all costs.
Yeah, we cannot do that, folks. And I don't know if you can see on my screen now, but this is our Instagram. We have just hit 2.6K followers today. Make sure, drop a follow here, folks, in addition to a sub at the YouTube, because while we are live streaming, the other guy in our crew here is constantly updating this page. You can see the Eric Comrie. He had that within a minute. Ilya Labushkin also within a minute. So if you want the most up-to-date stuff, go to the Instagram, turn your notifications on. You can see it as it's happening. Basically an insider at this point because we get them off so quick, man. So quick.
Yeah, we got some sources too. So like, I mean, we might not be, like breaking the news, but we're right on it instantly, and we do have some insider sources. Did get that Olofsson news a little early. But overall, we got breaking news here. Ben Sherratt in Detroit closing in.
Oh,
so that's interesting. We also have Giroux confirmed with Ottawa. That was a little earlier. Interesting news there.
And 6 minutes ago, Ilya Mikheyev going to Vancouver on a 4-year deal. So
speaking of Vancouver, our good buddy Curtis Lazar, 3 years to Vancouver. Good for him.
Yeah.
Definitely. We were talking in that Kevin Adams video that I think me and you both like Lazar, a little feisty guy on the lower line. So good for him. But
yeah, absolutely, he's a good player. Now, I'm intrigued to see what happens with Johan Larsson today out of Washington. Sabres are being linked to him. Another big move that hasn't happened yet, but there are rumors going around. It's Patrick Kane possibly coming to Buffalo in a trade. Now, there are some conflicting rumors right now. Frank Saravalli from TSN up in Canada saying that Patty Kane kind of wants to see how the season will play out. Other people, though, other insiders are saying that a lot of teams are inquiring about Patty Kane's service. So, is Buffalo one of those teams? I really hope so.
I don't know.
Hope so.
What do you feel about Patrick Kane? Because there was a comparison, and last season, analytically wise, Jeff Skinner was a far better player than Patrick Kane in every single category. But we know Patrick Kane, very experienced, a veteran presence from Buffalo, very likable guy, has the Stanley Cup playoff experience, won the Cup. How do you feel about bringing him to Buffalo in a trade? Because I'm mixed about it right now. Like, I really like him, but like at the same time, I don't know. But at the same time, it's Buffalo. Are we really going to do anything better than that? Like, I don't know.
Analytics are one thing. Let me just read out to you Patty Kane's stat lines from last season. 26 goals, 66 assists for 92 points in 78 games. Analytics are fine to a certain degree, but when you could potentially acquire a 90-point player, you have to do it. You have to do it. If the Sabres, it doesn't sound like I'm just looking at the recent news here. Patty Kane isn't ready to move on from Chicago, but a number of teams have inquired about Patty Kane, but it's unlikely at this point. TSN insiders both saying that Buffalo are heavily rumored to go out and get him this summer. So it doesn't sound like Patty Kane's ready to move on, but if Buffalo provides the right kind of package, I think that Chicago may not pass on it.
I mean, I think we could both agree on this, too. Chicago's a dumpster fire. That organization, dare I say, has run worse than the Buffalo Sabres. So, with that being said, I think, you throw out the right package, they're willing to give it all up. It looks like a huge rebuild's coming in Chicago. I truly don't think they're in any direction to win games in the coming years. So,
not at all.
If we could throw out a perfect package for Patty Kane and, maybe swoop in get Taves, too.
Please. Jonathan Taves, if there's one of the two I would rather get, it's Patty Kane. Patty Kane's more likely to come to Buffalo. He would probably re-sign here too. He's only got 1 year left at $10 million. So maybe not if you view it in terms of a rental kind of deal, but I think that would be a great move. But let's go to Cap Friendly now, and we'll go to them in a little bit. But for now, it looks like the Sabres forward group is set. It looks like as well that the Sabres got their goaltender with Eric Comrie. And I'm seeing a lot of mixed feelings about Comrie to Buffalo.
Yeah, it doesn't strike me as like we got our guy. Like we didn't we didn't really go out and get the best goalie available. We didn't really fix our problem in goaltending, but we did make it better. I would say that's an improvement from, Tokarski, an improvement from Hauser, an improvement from Malcolm Subban. So with that being said, though, I think this, our surgence of getting goalies completely agrees with our earlier points that the Sabres do not see UPL as a future starter, and they do not want to give him an opportunity, which is completely fine with me because we do have guys behind them ready to come up in the coming years.
Yep, absolutely. And Matthew Bove saying that things are starting to get a little weird for the Sabres after they got Comrie and Lyubushkin. So stick around. Sounds like this Kevin Adams, big GMKA, is trying to do something more. Let's see. There's no more other rumors, but it sounds like that the Sabres are trying to cook something up here, maybe in terms of a trade. But analytically, Lyubushkin actually wasn't bad for Toronto last year. He's a very defensive defenseman.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to take this off. See if you guys can see that. You can barely see it. But the 66 overall score, not bad. You can faintly see out of the corner here. He had a 93 score on defense, 56 on the transition. He's not an offensive defenseman. He won't get you any points here. Only had 2 goals and 14 points last year. But if you put him next to Owen Power, I actually don't really mind it. You can even put him on that third pairing if you want, because Lawrence Pilot does appear that he's coming back to Buffalo.
Yeah, Lawrence Pilot, we still don't know if he's really going to be on the Sabres roster or the Amherst, but we know he's definitely going to try to fight for a roster spot if we do get him back. And it's tough to say about, putting him with Power or someone like that, because all of last season we heard Kevin Adams say, we're going to get a stud to put next to Power. That's what we're looking for. Yeah. So this would be kind of a letdown because, very defensive defenseman. The Sabres are losing guys like Pezic, Colin Miller. So we do, need some depth guys. Maybe we're not done here yet. I don't see this as like a fix, but definitely a good pickup. And I'd say he's definitely better than Miller and Pezic were last season.
It does not sound like the Sabres are done. They may make 1 or 2 moves, but we did get him on at the right time because they did make a couple. It looks like we got our goalie. To me, I think our goaltending depth is going to be opening night, Eric Comrie, then UPL, probably Craig Anderson as a scratch. That's probably how it's going to be. I think that's good. That's it.
I'm gonna disagree with that. I think Craig Anderson jumps UPL. I think UPL's the Amherst starter game 1. I don't see the confidence in him, and I also think bringing Craig Anderson back, they wanted him as the backup. I think if they had any plans to scratch Craig Anderson, I don't think they would have brought him back, but I don't know.
Well, we signed him. I think they could use him more as like a mentor, coach kind of guy, but we may not see him play too much, maybe 15, 20 games. It sounds like they're going to evenly chop it up amongst the 3. Well,
which is definitely what you need to do, because Craig Anderson, let's be honest here, if he's playing more than 40 games next season, we have an issue, because he's solid for a few games a season, but he's getting old. He's going to start to get even slower than last season. He can definitely win with the team we put on the ice, but at the same time, how long can he last? That's the question.
Facts. And Sean, he says, I love watching you guys. I'm from Buffalo and love hockey. Appreciate it. True OG right here. Sean, love the praise. Appreciate it. Oh, geez, this is not sus. Not sus. Nick Leddy re-signing with the St. Louis Blues, 4 years, $16 million deal. Kind of thought he was going to go back to Detroit. Blackhawks signing Andreas Athanasiou and Max Domi.
Ooh, interesting.
I thought they were rebuilding. That's not. Yeah, that's. I mean, they're very middle 6 players, but really, do they should go for?
From a lot of insiders, I heard that Max Domi was good enough to trade 1-for-1 with Eichel. So in that case, you're getting a superstar, but.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Z. Good pickups, Comrie and Lyubushkin. He says, time for Eric to showcase himself at 27. Lyubushkin can hit and decent defensively, and is right-handed shot, and he will fight. That's what you need. If you look at it from that, more of a non-big-time Sabres fans are going to look at this. They will be looking for the big names that we've been rumored to, and they're going to be a little disappointed. But if you realize, if you have been watching very closely what Kevin Adams' plan is, then I do like these trades.
Yeah, I think this pickup it's a better version of Robert Hagg.
Mm-hmm.
You remember last season, very defensive guy, loved to block shots, to get feisty, could hit. I think this is just an upgrade from Robert Hagg, a guy who's actually going to play in the lineup from a day-to-day basis, and hopefully it works out. I'd like to bring up Johnny Gaudreau for a second, because this name has been swirling on Sabres Twitter for years and years and years, and now another opportunity. Do the Sabres make a call to his agent? Do you think they maybe try to get a big fish?
It wouldn't hurt to try. As we get 13 people into the chat, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We are in the middle of a free agent frenzy here in the NHL. Sabres have made a couple moves already, and the Anaheim Ducks have just signed Frank Vatrano Ford to a 3-year, $3.65 million deal. So that is happening out west. This Brent Burns trade to Carolina is not completed just yet. There's going to be a couple of players involved in that move, according to Bob McKenzie. So the Toronto Blue Jays fired their manager. Nice. Looks like.
Yeah, that's we'll get into that maybe a little later in dead time, but yeah, interesting move.
Yeah, that's a strange move right
also,
there.
while we're talking baseball, Mets are up 4-0 on Atlanta as Lindor homered. So
yes, sir. Let's go. What?
Need the Sabres to grab Lawson, Krause, or JVR. What do you think about JVR? I'm hearing if any team gets JVR, it's a lot of money. The Sabres have a ton of cap, though. They would also throw in a little bonus there. I mean, I think JVR, while he's decreasing in talent, I think he does maybe have 1 year left of solid hockey left in him. So I think that would be a move that a team with a lot of cap space could make and get some bonuses out of it. I see the Sabres as a fit. What about you?
This is a difficult one. I don't really see it happening. I think unless you get a first or a second round pick, then it's not worth going for. Even this is despite JVR only having 1 more year at $7 million. He did have 24 goals last year, but he was very bad in his own defensive zone, so he may be a very veteran defensive liability if you were to bring him in.
Yeah, that's true. The Sabres still have not reached the floor, even with these 2 signings. So
yeah, I think we're.
I think they're saving their cap for a big move. I truly do. I think this is the season where we got to make a push towards the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make stupid moves. They're not. They see a future. They see their young guys. They don't want to ruin the room chemistry at all. But you got to do something. Gaudreau swirling near home. Yeah, he does want to go. I've heard it's a family decision why he didn't want to stay in Calgary. So that would mean probably wants to go, New Jersey, New York. I mean, I'd say Buffalo is close enough, but
that's a little pushing a little though. We're about 8 hours away from his home. So
my hockey coach is best friends with Patrick Kane, and Patrick told him that he wants to stay in Chicago until he retires. Yeah, that's kind of the sense we're getting, that Kane wants to stay a lifer in Chicago, but at the end of the day, Chicago gets the final say on him pretty much. So, like, if they want to make a stupid move, he could come home.
So, Sabres are $3.4 million from the cap floor with 4 roster spots to fill. Most of those are on the defense. I'm assuming Pailu gets one of those 3, so basically we're looking at 3 spots left to fill. And plenty of money to make 1 or 2 big moves here for the Sabres.
Yeah, I mean, I look at the roster right now and say they were done for the day. They're done with free agency, not getting anyone big, just kind of getting small guys along the way. I don't see an improvement at all. I mean, of course, you're going to get guys like Quinn, Paterka up. You're going to get some of the young guys up to replenish. You don't have a lot of roster space, but some of these guys got to go. These 3rd, 4th liners, like, I mean, we can't be rolling out guys like Vinny Hinostroza every night, Bjork every night. Like, that cannot happen next season. So if you want to be a true playoff team, you got to go get a big guy and let some of these smaller guys go. But
John Cooper here.
16 people in the chat. Welcome, guys. We're talking all free agency and main focus Buffalo, but we're hitting every news, breaking news all day. We'll see what happens here.
Yes, sir.
Pilot can stay away. Not a fan of him. What are your opinions on Pilot? Because there's a lot of mixed emotions. I know when he was here, a lot of Sabres fans said he was going to be the next, Phil Housley, and then we also had people saying he was horrible. So, what do you think about him?
I like him as a 3rd pair. You can get him on the cheap, too. I think he's going to be good. He's matured a little bit over in Russia in the KHL. bringing him back with a better system that focuses more on speed and the transition game. That tailors right to Pailu's game. Remember, we last saw him under Ralph Kruger's system, which is very conservative, waiting back, not really pushing himself up. Pailu, we brought him in for speed. We brought him in for the transition. Same with Victor Antipin as well. And while Antipin didn't work out, you laugh as I say that, I think Pailu could still work out. He's a better version of Casey Fitzgerald.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely has a lot of raw talent. It was just, anyone that played under Ralph Kruger, we got to give him a second chance. It was just, like we said earlier, Ralph Kruger was the worst hockey coach I have ever seen. I know we have a video coming out about Ralph Kruger, so stay tuned for that one. But just a horrible hockey coach. So we can hope that the Sabres, can maybe make him into that star we all wanted to see, but nothing's official yet. We still don't even know if he's going to be on this team, if he's even going to be part of the organization in the next few weeks. So we'll have to sit and wait on that.
Vladislav Namestnikov returning to Tampa on a one-year deal worth $2.5 million. Let's see here. Any moves that we missed? Oh, the Claude Giroux. Let's talk about some of the other moves that happened in the division. So, about an hour ago, Claude Giroux returning home with a 3-year, $6.5 million deal. And Detroit is also making a couple moves. They got Andrew Kopp. Andrew Kopp as their second-line center. I can't remember how much. I'm looking for it here in the little list. They also got Olli Mata. Oh, here's Kopp. 5 years, $28.125 million deal. How do you feel about some of the moves and where the Sabres fit after all of this?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of division teams making those big moves, trying to get better. I'm seeing the Sabres kind of sit still, relying on their young guys. So it's kind of expected, though. We did expect Ottawa to become a highly competitive team in the next few years. We knew they weren't going to be bad for too much longer. Once they drafted Stetzel, and it's going to be tough to compete with them. And again, I don't see the Sabres moving up in the division so far. I see them kind of sitting still where they were last year, which is not great. So we'll have to sit and wait, though. It's still very early in the free agency period, still very early in the offseason, but.
So, after all of these moves, the Sabres now have $20 million left in cap space. We are not re-signing John Hayden or Cody Eakin. Let's take a look. I don't know if you can even see the defenseman here. No, you can't because it's cropped out. But we have right here, over the cursor, Dahlin, Ilya Lyubushkin, Henry Okiahu, Jacob Bryson, Matthias Samuelsson, and Owen Power. Eventually, I'm going to do a little armchair GM and see how it looks on paper. And then here you got Eric Comrie and Craig Anderson. Interesting, though, that we still haven't re-signed UPL to an RFA deal. That hasn't happened yet. I'm not sure what they're waiting on over there.
Yeah, that's interesting, too. And another thing I want to bring up, big news.
Mikhail Sergachev just got an 8-year bomb with the Tampa Bay Lightning. $8.5 million a season. He will remain in Tampa. And
wow.
Brett Kulak re-signing with Edmonton, another mid-defenseman for them. 4 years, $2.75 million a season.
Tampa Bay cannot be stopped. Oh my gosh, that's huge.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to touch on here, you got $20 million in cap. I understand you want to save money for the future, but if I'm Kevin Adams, I'm offering every top free agent 1 year, $7 million, $8 million. Like, why not, right? Like, it doesn't. Is there any reason not to do that besides being cheap? Like, you're signing guys 1 year, use our cap, whatever, fill the voids for the young guys. Then the season after, you call everyone up. It's kind of frustrating when you sit here with this much money in the bank and you just let it sit and it just, it rots away. Like, You got money, might as well spend it. If you're not willing to spend it, you probably shouldn't own/run an NHL team. That's just my opinion.
Well, you don't want to make a knee-jerk reaction, though. You don't want to make a knee-jerk reaction in making another stupid move that we saw. Remember, we did sign, and we were active 5-6 years ago in free agency, year after year. But I'm not necessarily sure they want to. I think the patient approach, while it is difficult from a fan perspective, because you want the team to be better, you want them to keep pushing up the standings, but you also have to remember you don't want to make the same mistakes as before. And we made mistakes by going out and getting these big money deals, knee-jerk reactions, building everything in 1 year. That doesn't happen. It takes 2 or 3 years to build a good hockey team.
Yeah.
And, just looking around, Mackenzie Weegar, he's got some trade rumors right now.
Yeah, he could end up on the Sabres too. That's another guy to watch.
Yeah. Nothing really, no other big guys happening right now. Let's see here. Josh Manson re-signed. He was rumored maybe to come to Buffalo, but I think the term and the amount of money that he got kind of threw the Sabres out of the running there.
Yeah, like the Sabres, like I understand not wanting to sign some guy to a multi-year deal right now because, again, your roster is full of young talent. You're going to have to clear out room for these guys to get looks in the next couple of years. But next season's kind of that last middle year where you don't know exactly who's ready and who's not. You don't know what spots are going to be, needed to fill. We could go in next season and all of our young guys could just absolutely explode and we're good to go. Or Jack Quinn, Paterka come up. They're struggling a little bit. Krebs starts to regress a little bit. He doesn't look ready. Skinner doesn't have a good year. Now you're sitting there and you're like, okay, now we have issues. Goaltending, say that doesn't work out either. Now next year's kind of a wash. So you're really banking on your internal pieces right now, which I don't know if I trust our young guys yet. So I'd like to see a little more improvement here. Get next year looking a little better. And then bank on your internal guys the season after when they'll be fully ready to go.
I guess so. Once you look at that, it's a huge gamble, but it's just as big of a gamble to go with veteran guys. And just to mention, Nazem Kadri still on the board. He has not signed. Johnny Gaudreau also on the board, but it doesn't sound like there's any chance of him coming to Buffalo. The only way that Nazem Kadri comes to Buffalo is through a money perspective, but I think he wants to win. So Buffalo may not be his best option. And he's already 32.
Yeah, I think Kadri's in a situation now where he could pretty much go anywhere and try to get on one of the top teams. But if he is looking for money, that's going to be tough. So it's kind of one or the other. Does he want to, be an instant Stanley Cup contender again, sign with a team, kind of short and cheap? Or does he want to kind of end his career a longer, more lucrative deal somewhere where they're building up and trying to piece him on as like the final option? So that could be Buffalo, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see it happening. And with these two moves, actually, the Sabres are above the cap floor. We are above the cap floor, according to Lance Lasowski from The Athletic. So, he's got a nice little thing here. Buffalo's goaltending depth chart is set for next season. Buffalo, Eric Comrie and Craig Anderson. Rochester, UPL and Malcolm Subban. Prospects, Devin Levi, Eric Portillo, and Topias Lanonen. Which, maybe you could ride this out for the beginning of the season, Comrie and Anderson, but I think there's a really high likelihood that we see UPL.
And again, the Sabres could be taking the mentality of, let's see what happens next season. Like maybe our young guys are doing good and the goaltending's holding us back. Trade deadline, there you go. There's your solve. There's your fix. Maybe they think goaltending, it's kind of holding us back, but the whole team's not that great. We'll just kind of rot next year and then, go big the year after. But again, we've heard several times from Adams. He said he wants our young guys to be the future. He does not want to go out and sign a Jack Campbell 5x5. We needed kind of a filler, and I guess we got one, but still not excited about the move.
No, I get it. It's not very exciting, but Kevin Adams, Eric Comrie. Kevin Adams has made good moves already. The draft was absolutely fantastic, and I have trust. For the first time in a while, I have trust in Kevin Adams, in a Sabres exec.
Are we going to the Harbor Center to watch the Prospects Friday? I do not know what time that is, but I do work at night. But if that's in the morning, I could go to that. Yeah, still not decided. UPL loses stock with his injury history. Yeah, UPL a ton of injuries in his very short tenure so far in the organization. So another thing to watch out for. I still don't think we have any faith in him. I think he's kind of like that last minute guy. So
well, he did show in a very short stint with the Sabres last season very good goaltending for them, even though he was getting put in front of a really bad team. And just looking at Eric Comrie's stats right here. Last season with the Jets, he was 10-5-1, 2.58 goals against average with a .920 save percentage. Everything before that has been a total wash, but he's only played in 1 or 2 or 3 games, and he's bounced around from Winnipeg to Detroit to New Jersey, back to Winnipeg, where he finally got his chance, and he actually looked good.
Yeah, I don't think he's a bad goalie by any means. I just don't know if he's going to be the solution, but I guess he does fill that little void. We did need a guy for 1 to 2 years, so a 2-year deal is nothing huge, very cheap. So if it did go wrong, we could easily get out of it.
Yeah. And I don't know. Oh, it's at 9:30 a.m. Maybe I can come for the middle of it. Wow.
Yeah.
Anthony Cirelli also got a big extension with Tampa. Another 8-year, $6.25 million deal with them. So that's happening, I guess. Tampa, where are you getting this money from?
Yeah.
Tony Stetcher. What is his name? Troy Stetcher. Troy Stetcher's going to Arizona on a short-term deal. And, Eric Comrie confirmed to Buffalo. Looks like Oilers are trying to go for Connor Brown and Mason Marchment next.
Interesting. Yeah, Oilers been very active. I know there was some drama with the Evander Kane situation again, so we'll see how that works out. But again, Sabres, a small void here of silence makes you think maybe something's going on. I don't know, but as time goes on here, it doesn't look like the Sabres are involved in anything just yet.
No. We are a bit of in a lull. The Sabres made a flurry of moves. Now we're just sitting back and waiting and reacting. Let's see here. Matt Nolan, what's up, man? The Sabres have signed Lyubushkin. Yes, sir. I don't know if you like that deal. I'm starting to like it more and more the more I digest it. Same with Eric Comrie, even though it's not exciting. Well, don't want to get copyrighted here. But what do you think about a couple more divisional rivals? The Pavel Zacha and Eric Haula 1-for-1 trade with Boston getting Haula. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's an interesting move. Again, strengthening these division teams. Gets me a little worried. I don't think the Sabres have that roster to compete. I think they're going to have to rely on kind of what we saw last year, where the players rally around each other. The team plays at a higher level because of the camaraderie in the locker room. So I don't know. Based on talent-wise alone, I don't see the Sabres as a playoff team right now. But
No.
They definitely could push themselves up a few wins. But I remember last season, we all went into the season thinking bottom 5, bottom 5 team, horrible roster. And there were parts in last year's season where the Sabres looked like a playoff team. And it was surely based on just like drive, like just based on, trust in each other. So hopefully we can see more of that next season, and hopefully we can see a few more moves here.
Now, it does sound like Dustin Tokarski is heading back to Pittsburgh. He is leaving Buffalo. That's what the rumors are.
Huge news. Eric Cernak confirmed 8-year extension with Tampa, $5.2 million.
They are signing 3. Wow. Everyone's getting 8 years today. Robert Thomas, 8 years in St. Louis. Cirelli, 8 years. Sergachev, 8 years. Cernak, 8 years. Not really sure those are the best moves for Tampa. They've been good, but it's always risky to go 8 years.
I just don't know. How does Tampa have the money? I mean,
No idea. And looking at the Sabres' defensive depth chart here, your first pairing, you tell me how this sounds. Samuelsson and Dahlin's your first pair. They played pretty good last season. Owen Power and Ilya Lyubushkin. Jacob Bryson and Henry Jokiharju with a rotation in of Casey Fitzgerald or Lawrence Pilu.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, I'd say definitely better than last season. Definitely got some more depth here. And as, guys like Dahlin progress even more, Power is definitely going to be better than he was in a short stint. And hopefully as the year goes on, he continues to grow and increase talent-wise. I don't know. The defense does not look like a problem right now, but it's very interesting here.
23 people in the chat. Yes, sir.
Oh, let's go. A lot of people saying Petrie could be on the Sabres' mind a little bit, so that could be a thing.
Nah, I don't. Looking at this depth chart, maybe if we move Jokiharju, which I could see happening, push Lyubushkin down, put Jeff Petrie next to Owen Power right here, I would be pretty happy with that. I would like it a lot. I don't know about you, but how would you feel? What do you? Let's see what I'm gonna quickly look up what Jeff Petrie would cost. But do you think Jeff Petrie to the Sabres would make any sense?
I mean, I don't really see it happening. It could make a little sense, just like where he'd fit in the lineup, but overall, I don't see that happening at all. Would I be mad about it? Not necessarily, but I don't know.
I think it would cost too much for Canadiens. Oh my god, I almost said Carolina. He only had 27 points last year on a bad Montreal team. He's making $4 million this season, or $6.25 million. He'd have to waive his no movement clause, and he'd be under contract for another 3 seasons, including this next one. So 3 more seasons of Petrie, and I'm not sure the Sabres are willing to do that.
I don't think so. Also, big news, Devils and Islanders in a battle for Gaudreau. Might come down to someone last minute jumping in and snagging him away.
Boy. Sabres. Get
Could also
Gaudreau.
be the Capitals. The Capitals have just enough money to swoop in and get that.
I thought the Capitals were... how are they doing? Because it doesn't seem like Darcy Kemper... Those rumors are starting to die down a bit. Yeah.
It looks like the Capitals have around 8 or 9 million of cap space, so they could definitely make Gaudreau their last move. Very, very interesting news here.
Yeah.
Anything else going on? It looks like we're gonna have to restart.
Oh, geez, yeah.
From my end. All right. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. All right. So he'll be back. Whoa, you don't want to see 2 of me. We got 30 people in the chat. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Get hyped. There's still plenty of moves to happen now. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1.2K followers. We are 22 away, actually. I got to update that in a second. But we got 30 people in the chat, guys. What do you think so far about the Sabres' free agency moves as I get Kale back onto the stream here? Tell me. Let me hear it. You're about to hear some funny stuff. Hold on. Okay. Turn that. No recording. Oops. I got 2 foreheads. 2 foreheads here, folks. Love that. Isn't that great? But, whoa. Let's close that. Let's close this. Oops. Where is he? Zoom guess. All right. So the Sabres have made a couple moves today. We got our goaltender, and I expect a 3-way battle for the top 2 spots here in Buffalo. Between Eric Comrie, Craig Anderson, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. But it appears that the 2 vets are the favorites as of right now. Subcount live. 26 people. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Smash that like button. Subscribe as well. Let's do it. Sabres aren't grabbing Johnny unless you ask Skinner to have his no movement clause. Well, Johnny Gaudreau is a free agent, so we could sign him. As I get Kale back in here. Come on, Kale. Come on. We got 28 people in here. Let's go. Here we go. Kale's back. Your mic's on. I think, were you watching the YouTube?
What?
Were you watching the YouTube?
No, I did not have it on.
Oh, okay. Andrew says, unless Skinner gets his no movement clause moved or waived, then the Sabres shouldn't go out and get Gaudreau. Why not? Money, why not? So, let's go find a Sabres forward depth chart. I saw a tweet of this, but I got lost in my feed here. Brendan Lemieux. So GM Kevin Adams has addressed two of the Sabres' biggest holes, as it says in this tweet, without breaking the bank. Now it's time. Do you think that they'll make some moves that help the Sabres beyond their glaring needs?
I do. I think Kevin Adams is working on something right now. There's a lot of mixed sources right now, but what I am getting is that the Sabres are looking to spend their cap in a very unique / hidden way, something we wouldn't expect maybe coming. So stay tuned for that. Also, huge news, biggest news of the day: Rochester Americans have re-signed Ethan Proud.
Yeah! Oh yeah! Let's go! Huge news, guys. Let's get some clapping emojis in the chat. Let's get some dubs, big dubs. Big dubs. We got Ethan Proud back.
Massive.
The Sabres, it sounds like Michael Hauser will remain in the Sabres organization.
Let's go.
Is Hauser still the plan for Cincinnati? Lance Lasowski says the Sabres love Hauser. Yes, their preference is for him to return in Cincy. Nothing done yet, though. So, Dustin Tokarski will get a one-way deal with the Pittsburgh Penguins to become their backup goaltender.
Drop in the chat right now. What was your favorite move of today so far? What was something that stuck out to you as the biggest move of the day? Your favorite move doesn't have to be a huge one. So what was the most intriguing move for me? It would have to be. It might honestly be Brett Burns if that happens. I didn't really see that coming. What about for you?
I'm going to have to go in-house with the Sabres and say Eric Comrie because
all right.
We haven't seen how he's very unknown, but in a small sample size last season, 20 games played, he was great with Winnipeg, but that was behind a very solid defensive system with Paul Maurice, even though the Jets were a little falling and slacking a little bit. Do you know that Blake Wheeler could get moved as well today? Speaking of Winnipeg, it sounds like the Jets, they had a bit of a locker room blow up there between Scheifele and Blake Wheeler. So Blake Wheeler could, they have picked Scheifele to stay. Blake Wheeler is trying to be shipped out right now. Do you think the Sabres could go for him?
Very slight odds on that one. I don't see it happening, but you never know. That could be something that Kevin Adams is working on, maybe something out of the box. I don't know. Also, another guy that could get moved, Jonathan Huberdeau. A lot of talk about him, so we could see something like that. Elliot Friedman just tweeted out that Lemieux to LA is 1 year, 1.35, not 3.35. So, yeah.
All right.
It looked like a little bit of overpay, but we're good.
Yeah, no, they couldn't do that. So I think that Kevin Adams right now, he's probably working on something. So stick around, folks. Let's see. We got 25 people in the chat. This is a great stream so far. Love this, guys. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's stream. Cal, if there is an outside-of-the-box move, do you think it's a forward or a defenseman here for the Sabres?
I'm honestly going to say it's a forward. I know they have a lot of forwards already, and I know they're not really looking for a forward long term, but I think something's going to come up. Kevin Adams is going to see too much value not to go for it, and I think the Sabres snag another forward. I do think they get more defensive talent too. I think they're far from done on free agency. I don't know about the day, but free agency, far from done.
Now, it does. I wouldn't be surprised if the Sabres made one or two more moves today.
Yeah.
Just based on how many roster spots we have left, the amount of money. There's definitely, I think, other thing happening.
There's gotta be. I'm desperately searching here. I'm trying to find sources, inside sources, trying to get news. Right now, it doesn't really seem like anything's close, but there are some things starting to shift. So hopefully something budges.
Yeah, hopefully something happens here, folks. Stick around. In a bit of a lull right now. Deal with it. We are going to Whoa, that's way too bright. I'm trying to do something here.
Put it in the background, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Okay, that's still not working, but you know what? Fuck off. Damn. No, that's not what I wanted to do either. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna hide all of this. I'm just gonna hide all of that. Goodbye. And I'll do that some other
It'll
time.
be out for another stream.
Yeah. So if the Sabres do not, the only other way I see something happening is a trade. Only way happening is a trade for the Sabres. Maybe we have seen a lot of rumors for Casey Middlestat being a potential trade pick.
Yeah, that's an interesting piece. What do you think about Casey Middlestat getting dealt? Because honestly, I don't think he's done enough in Buffalo where I'm like, we got to keep him. I could see him being like a take it or leave it guy. Definitely has a lot of skill, but he hasn't really flourished.
No, he hasn't. He's a very intriguing player for the Sabres. I'm torn on him because on the one hand, I do really still want to see him succeed here in Buffalo. On the other, I'm getting very impatient with him, and the center depth is starting to crowd him out.
Yeah, and the only thing he's really good for is the shootout. Even that has taken a little blunder. Shifting gears here, let's just talk about Malkin for just a second here. I know he was supposed to be one of the top names in free agency, and last night Pittsburgh snagged him up, kept him in Pittsburgh. Little sad about that. I did want to see a little drama between him. I'd love to see Malkin play away from Crosby. It's just something that I want to see. Something that because Malkin his whole career has been shaded by Crosby. He's been aided and he's been shaded by Crosby. I'd love to see what Malkin can do at another team, become a star somewhere else, and kind of see what truly he could do on a separate team.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for some late drama, but his priority was always to stay in Pittsburgh, especially when he's been there for so long.
Yeah.
Darren Drager. Eric Lindblom is leaving Philly despite having survived and, that great story here over in the Philly. But I don't really know what Philly. Once again, they're having another puzzling offseason here.
Yeah, Philly is another team that may be headed towards a long stretch of losing. I don't know what they're doing. I know they gave Risto quite the lucrative deal, and they have also made a couple bad moves in the last few days. So I don't really know what they're going for, but
yeah, not sure there. One goalie that I really was disappointed the Sabres missed out on was Cam Talbot. He went to Ottawa instead. He would have been a very good piece, and he's a more proven version of Eric Comrie, especially. Which is it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, we don't truly know what Comrie's going to be. He could end up being a blessing for the Sabres too. A very very under the radar guy. I don't think any of us really pinpointed him as we're going to get him for sure. I didn't really even have him on my top 5 list of goalies that I would see, but
let's see here. Refreshing Twitter. Let's look at Ottawa and compare it to Buffalo's. DeBrincat, Tim Stutzla, and Claude Giroux as their first line. Brady Tkachuk, Josh Norris, and Drake Batherson. How do you feel about that?
That's a solid top 2 lines. Tkachuk is a wild card. He's, very hated player in the NHL now, I believe. He's done some cheap things, but that's just kind of how he plays. Very talented. That first line is good too. And it's another thing too, where it's kind of like only Ottawa fans can appreciate that, like kind of like Sabres fans can appreciate talking crowds. Like if you talk to a person outside of Buffalo and be like, yeah, this is like a sick pairing, like talk crowds, they're gonna be like, no, like that's like a third line on any other team. But we watch them every day. Some of the stuff they do, it's like, wow, like this, like they can compete with anyone out there. Like Tage Thompson, for example. I don't think anyone in the world saw that season coming.
No.
A lot of people from Buffalo, once they started seeing the first few games, they're like, this kid's gonna have a huge year.
Yeah.
I bet you the national media wasn't thinking that until it already happened. So
and let's compare this to the Sabres. So I'm just gonna hover and say the names for the Sabres off the top of my head. Skinner compared to DeBrincat, I think DeBrincat is better. Yeah, DeBrincat is very nice. Skinner on his best day could be better, but
Skinner overall hasn't really shown.
He's never been that kind of guy. Stutzla, compare that to Tage Thompson. I think Tage Thompson at this point is better. Stutzla has a higher potential, but Thompson right now is the better of the two.
And Tage Thompson still has his ceiling is even higher. So I mean, another guy where a guy from somewhere else might disagree, but Tage Thompson all day.
Yeah, and then we have out on the wing. I'm just probably gonna say Alex Tuch with Giroux. Giroux is the obvious dunk here. So overall, Ottawa's got the better first line, but when the Sabres first line, those three have incredible chemistry, and I think they could be just as good as this first line, even though they're not as big names.
Yeah, like we discussed earlier, it all comes down to team camaraderie, and like that first line gathered around each other. They play so well together, and it's not all about talent sometimes. It's about how well the line can blend together and produce. So that line definitely can.
And now let's compare it to the second line. So Ottawa, in terms of name, I think they're pretty even, but Ottawa has a slight edge. Let's give Ottawa the edge for the first line. Yeah. Now the second line here, Victor Olofsson with Brady Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk, obviously, I think. Sure. Dylan Cousins and Josh Norris, two guys are pretty similar in their career so far. Each fan base really loving their two centers. I think that's also even.
Yeah.
And then out here, Drake Batherson and who would you put out there? Maybe Peyton Krebs? Probably?
Yeah, probably Krebs right now, which I don't know. See, that's where it gets risky because Peyton Krebs is a third-line winger next season. That's really good. That is a top third-line winger in the league that he can really, show his skills off. On the second line, though,
he may not.
I mean, nothing too special. So that's where I could see, maybe the Sabres get that big fish. You push some guys down the lineup, and now your lineup's looking really good compared to baseball. Your bottom 2/3 of your lineup sucks. Get a big fish, and the cleanup hole, move everyone down one, looking good.
What is Marty Baron tweeting here? He tweeted, "I'm making that comeback to the NHL." What? Huh? Is he trying to be cool?
Oh, no.
Who just hacked his account? Who hacked his account? What?
They are live doing their free agent show, which I've heard some complaints about already.
Oh, jeez. Why? What are they? Hey, guys, are we better than Brian Duff and Marty Baron? Come on, folks. Let's do it. We are better. Should I go into
Oh, yeah, he's claiming he got hacked.
Marty Baron just got hacked. Love that. Good job, Marty.
He's blaming Jeff O'Neill.
Oh, jeez. 2 league sources who I reached out to regarding Johnny Gaudreau both believe the Devils are the front runners for Johnny Gaudreau. One specifically said he is pretty sure Gaudreau doesn't end up in Philly. So Philly is likely out on Gaudreau. So it's still that 2-horse race, as we expected.
That's kind of, the Devils have been such a boring team to watch for so long. So if Gaudreau does go there, I think they do complete their new system, that fast-paced action. So at least from a fan standpoint, I don't got to fall asleep watching the Devils play hockey anymore.
Nah, probably not. Probably not. We don't have to do that stuff no more. Now, let's see here. Let's see. Kevin Rooney going to Calgary on a very minor deal. Ethan Prout, obviously. Okay, that's a bit sus. Twitter being a bit sus right now. I don't think the Sabres are going to get another forward. I got to find a good depth chart here for Sabres.
But now some Kadri deal might not get completed today, and that Colorado is still in the mix. So they could have a reunion. So that could be interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting there. I'm not sure where Colorado would get that money from, though. But make sure, ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 away from 1.18K. 1.18. Let's get 20 away from 1.2, folks. We are getting there. We are slowly getting there. Let's try to do it. Let's get as far as we can. We got 24 people in the chat. If you're just sticking around listening. Actually, if you're new, make sure to tell us that you're new. Subscribe. That would be awesome. We'd love to give you guys some extra love here, okay? We'd love to do it. But, Cal, so far, based off the last couple of trades, what is your overall grade of the Sabres free agency so far?
Overall grade, I'd give them a B. I don't think they've made any mistakes so far, but also I don't think they've done anything to make the team really jump a tier in the standings. Definitely some improvements. I think defensive wise, definitely going to be a little better. But again, adding a depth third line defender, maybe second line, who's not very offensive, it's not really going to improve your team's, overall placement in the standings. Goalie wise, again, not a huge move. Maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't, but nothing to write home about yet.
No, not too much yet. Yeah, so Ottawa definitely has improved over the Sabres. I thought they were pretty even last year, but with the moves Ottawa's done, they are definitely the 5th best on paper team right now in the division. That slips the Sabres back to 6th with Andrew Kopp now in Detroit. Detroit is very interesting. I think it all depends on how Ville Husso does there, but to me, he screams another Carter Hutton. I'm kind of glad the Sabres passed on him.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely capable of making the big saves when he needs to, but I also do see a decline coming with him. He doesn't seem like a very stable goalie, and we could see another situation like Hutton where he plays very good for his first little tenure and then starts to diminish.
Yeah, we could see that happen.
I don't know if it'll be as fast as Carter Hutton's demise, but
that was pretty bad. Just looking at David Pagnotta, Tampa just committed $160 million to 3 players in 8 minutes. How? That's
what happens when you win the cup 2 out of 3 years.
Oh boy. Oh, and Darcy Kemper is going to Washington. 5 years. Look at that deal.
5 years, yeah.
Very front-loaded there. Eric Comrie reported signed a 27-year-old goalie at a .920 save percentage last year, but only has played 28 career games. Second-round pick out of Winnipeg in 2013. Sonny Milano, if you want to really go for another depth forward, he's still on the board. All 3 Strome brothers, if you want some veteran centers here for the Sabres, he's still alive. Oilers are bringing aboard Cal Pickard as their third goalie behind Campbell and Stuart Skinner. We'll see a number for third goalie options move here in the next little while. So, Sabres, I thought the Sabres already set the market for a third goalie by getting Anderson at $1.5 million. Yeah, so
that should be around there. If you're getting a goalie that's not going to be a starter, I think in between, that minimum of $775K to like 2, I'd say anywhere in between there is probably what we'd see.
Nothing here as we described. Continue to work through presentations this afternoon. You mentioned that no decision is definite to happen today, but
very, very slow right now. We've hit a dead spot.
Yeah, all the teams have. Looks like all the big fishes are off the board, which means that second tier of free agents are now in full swing for everybody. Pure physical defensive defenseman. Yeah, his analytics 38% overall, not great.
We have news. Dennis Gilbert has agreed to a 2-year one-way deal with the Flames, the Buffalo kid. So good for him there.
It looks like fans are starting to like the Lyubushkin signing. I think so.
Yeah, it's looking like a lot of people are fans of what the Sabres have done so far.
Very, very low-key. They got their veteran D-man to put alongside Owen Power. Looking at a pure glaring need standpoint, I think Kevin Adams has done pretty good.
Yeah, there hasn't been like that big move that, to get us excited at all, but they haven't made any mistakes yet, which is the number one thing. You don't want to make a big mistake that can cost you in the future. So far so good, but again, we're still waiting on some more stuff.
Fans are still a little concerned, though, that the Sabres are done here, and this is going to be a very vanilla offseason. Let's check out the poll here. 32% of the people say that the Sabres free agency has been bad so far, 68%, the majority. Over 3/4 are saying that it was a good one.
Yeah, and I can understand why people would say it's bad, just because it's probably a lot of people who want to see a big move get made, who want to see Buffalo, instantly get better. And I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I can assure you the Sabres are not done. There's no way a team with this much cap space is going to do that little I just don't see it happening. From everything I'm hearing, it looks like the Sabres are going to try to do something at least like some guy like $4 to $6 million, at least something of that range. I just don't see it ending like that.
And a reminder that we did get Vinny Hinostroza back yesterday. I'm not sure I have him in my list here. Yeah, I do have him. So Vinny Hinostroza, we haven't talked about him yet today. I like this move for the Sabres. He had a positive impact when he did play on the third line last year. Our third line, our depth wasn't bad last season, surprisingly.
It honestly wasn't that bad. And the team, like I said earlier, they played like a playoff team for a few portions of that season. But they did have that middle of the season stretch where it was very poor execution. It was before the Eichel trade. They just hit an all-time low. It was looking like another collapse. And then Tuck came and Krebs came and flipped it right back. And we saw some games where they looked like one of the best teams in the league. So, very bipolar year last season. But, we're hoping we can get that kind of steadied out and try to sneak into the playoffs next season.
But this is a huge gamble for what Kevyn Adams' strategy is right now. What he's doing is a huge gamble. He is banking on the young players continuing that late season momentum, which I think will happen to a certain degree. If you're expecting 90 points as a Sabres fan, do not. I see this team right now on paper as an 80 to an 85 point team.
Yeah, I don't even know if they go. It's tough to say though, because we truly don't know how much development is going to happen. We don't know if these young kids are going to come up and just fill the roles perfectly or explode and become like top players in the league, or if they're going to come up and maybe put 1 point up, maybe pull a Taylor Hall and score 1 goal. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. So to predict anything with this many young people would just be pointless for me to even say I think we're going to finish under 500. I think we're going to win the Norris. I have no idea. But from right now, if I had to take a wild guess, I'd put us 1 or 2 spots out of the playoffs right now.
Yeah, that's fair. And we have just hit 1,180, so we are 20 now away from 1.2K. Let's go, folks. Let's get there. 20 away from 1.2K. You can see the live sub count right here in the bottom left-hand corner for you guys, right under my big fat face. You can see the live viewer count over there, and you can see all this fun stuff. I haven't been able to put on the breaking news banner in a while. I'm kind of I want to do that. Had that too at the beginning of the stream. I really want to do it, but I gotta keep the sanctity of it. Huh?
We are in a dry spell, and it's. I was very hopeful we were getting some stirring around, some news, but it's been dry.
Yeah, it sounded like for a little bit there that something was starting to cook, but right now every single team looking like they want to make some new deals happen. So yeah, you guys just saw for a quick 5 seconds there. I really want to put it up there. We really want to put it up there. Andrew says it's still early. People need to relax. I agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Have patience. Have faith in Kevyn Adams, man. He's been good so far. Why not, just see what he has in store for us, okay?
Yeah, this isn't like a trade deadline where stuff's got to happen today. Free agency lasts the whole offseason. These trades can happen all the way until the trade deadline in the next season. So, again, if the Sabres don't do something you wanted them to do today, it's not end of story like the trade deadline where there's a certain time limit on it. We got plenty of time. But, again, some moves could lead to, thoughts that maybe we're not going to make more moves here. So just got to kind of play it by ear.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a good tweet right here that says, although there hasn't been any big splashes out of Adams, it's hard to complain with the moves he's made. These additions won't make the Sabres contenders, but they'll subtly improve the team while continuing the momentum from last season.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we're saying. No mistakes have been made so far, which is okay for now.
Yeah, that's good. Come on, just have one gamble, guys. One thing to get butts in seats.
We want to see at least one. I know, as Buffalo people, with the Bills being so good, it's making me calm down a little bit. We don't need the Sabres to win now immediately. We have a backup plan. But at the same time, we've been waiting so long, almost lifetime, for the Sabres to become, a competitive team that we can watch in the playoffs. Like, you watch the NHL playoffs every year, and you just think every year it's going to be Buffalo one day. That crowd's going to be nuts. I'm going to be sitting in the plaza. Next year comes around. It's going to be nice on Buffalo. It's going to be nice when Eichel leads us to a Stanley Cup. It's going to be now. It's going to be nice when Dahlin and Tuch lead us to a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
When is this going to stop? When is it actually going to happen? That's what we're waiting for.
That's what we want. That's what we're looking for. For me, my goal next season is to see more improvement. That's what I want. And I think, actually, there is still another player not signed yet that I really hope the Sabres go for, and his name is Andrei Burakovsky.
Yeah.
Winger from Colorado. He's kind of been forgotten about a little bit. There's no big news around him.
He was hot on the radar of the Sabres a few days before the free agency period opened up, and I see a lot of fans really in love with that move. They want, definitely a big fan guy, a big teammate guy. I think he'd fit perfectly in the room, and he's got physicality and can definitely put up points. So I think he's an overall perfect fit for this team. Do I see it happening at this point? I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just going to search up here on Twitter, see if there's any news on Burakovsky. My feed's not always the best. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Mets are playing right now. 4-0 over the Braves.
Yep. Love to see it.
Nice. Nazem Kadri, Andrei Burakovsky, Nico Sturm, Jack Johnson, all still unsigned from Colorado. I don't know how much they still need. Mason Marchment, but PK Subban also still out there, but I think we're done getting veteran D-men, and Lyubushkin is more sturdy of a defensive guy than Subban, so I think that was also the right call there.
Yeah, I think the Sabres definitely have to get one more D-man. I don't know if they get like a veteran guy like you were saying. Like I do agree with that, but I do think they go out and get another D-man just because they have so many open spots still on the roster. Yeah. I know Pilot can be one, but they still have a few more. We will see.
So, I don't know if you can see my screen right now. You might have to go into the YouTube for this, but Mike Comito tweeting out some big names. I'm going to leave this up here on for a little bit. Some big names still not signed yet by any teams or being linked to any teams, except for Gaudreau up here. But this is the best of the bunch left to go here on free agency, the first wave. I'm going to read it out. Gaudreau at the top, Kadri. John Klingberg, he may be getting signing with Seattle. It sounds like it's between the Kraken and the Stars. Andre Palat, that could be a fit for Edmonton. David Perron, decent re-signing there. Vinny Trocheck, he's off the board. Josh Manson, 2 off the board. Nick Leddy off the board here. But Burakovsky, still there. He made $4.9 million last year. If the Sabres, that would be your guy, $4 to $6 million guy to bring to Buffalo. That would get fans excited.
That would be that'd be your middle of the line, guy that you could bring in, call an off season for now, and that's a solid off season. Say we get Burakovsky and pretty much end it there, and bring in a few smaller guys, pilot all them, sign a few minimums. That wouldn't be bad, and then you're still banking on your young guys, but also you've improved the team. Whereas if we stop now we're just truly banking on the young guys. Yeah. So I think we're still missing like one forward that we could plug in to make all of our other lines better, and still one defenseman. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we still need some time here. We have hit 2:00 now, folks. We've been streaming for a little over an hour. We are definitely going to keep going until 3. After that, it gets a little bit iffy. If it continues to stay like this, then I think we'll just end it at 3. But if we start seeing some trade rumors happening, we may keep it around a little longer until that trade gets confirmed. I think it's a decent point.
Yeah, I for sure will have to get off around like 3:20, 3:30. But if stuff's flying, you never know. We'll keep the stream open, but I don't know. Hopefully some stuff happens. I do love to see a lot of you guys in here. A lot of hype around the trade deadline, or not trade deadline, free agency. So good to see everyone in here. And hopefully we can get some more action to start happening.
Yeah. Just looking at this funny tweet here. Toronto at one point wanted Jack Campbell and Craig Anderson. Then it was Jack Campbell and Peter Mrazek. Now it's Matt Murray and Ilya Samsonov. Oh my god. That is so bad.
Good point in the chat from Andrew. Hopefully Thompson, Cousins, and Krebs improve their face-offs. Face-offs might be a huge issue for the Sabres next season. Their best face-off guy was none other than Cody Eakin, who will be finally gone. So I say finally. He was only here 1 year, but still horrible. So, or two, but it was just it's just one of those things where, constantly every game last year, face-offs killed us. We never got possession of the puck early in games, and the face-offs, say we lost, 3 of the first 4 face-offs, then we're down 1-0. The other team's controlling the pace of the play, and then you see us start buzzing. We start getting going. They ice the puck. Say we held it in there like a minute straight. They ice the puck. We lose the face-off. They clear it, and it's over. We need a guy who can win face-offs, maintain possession. That's a huge aspect of the game of hockey that we were unable to really capitalize on.
And to go off that point there a little bit. Hold on. Just coughing. Just almost had a cough there. Almost sneezed. A little bit of a sneeze. I think the Sabres, if they are really to get improved, because think about it, going from face-offs, losing every face-off, it's like playing from behind every single time. You're playing from behind, not like down 1 goal, but you're down by 20 face-offs. It's important to get that face-off stuff. Not sure, that's just something that comes through practice. And that, like you mentioned, Tage, if there was one weakness to his game last year, is that he wasn't great at face-offs. That's what Jack Eichel was great at. He was amazing at face-offs for the Sabres, amongst other things. But once we traded him, we don't really have that kind of guy. Sometimes we had to put Jeff Skinner in there, and he wasn't good either. Sometimes it had to be, fans were always confused why Cody Eakin would be out there first thing in overtime every time. It's because he was our best centerman. He was not our best centerman. He was our best face-off guy. Yeah. And sometimes we'd see Casey Middleset out there too. He did improve his face-off, I noticed, as the season went on. But I think we were the second or worst team in face-offs last year.
Yeah, breaking news, Mason Marchment has not been confirmed at Carolina, and another team has jumped in the mix.
Oh, man.
Intriguing and very intriguing. Also, a lot of Sabres fans getting excited about a possible return of Andrej Sekera.
Oh, my God.
That would be something. Also, I will always say Sekera, but apparently it is pronounced Sekera. So
yeah, I remember Sekera back in the early 2010s there.
Yeah, him and Jochen Hash, and boy.
Man, love those Europeans. Paul Hamilton tweeting that he says that Kevin Adams should be jumping in on the McKenzie rumor because it sounds like that deal is starting to fall apart.
Yeah.
Panthers and Uyghur continue discussions on an extension. No decision has been made yet.
And I love how a lot of these Sabres fans, a lot of people like to complain, the Sabres never call on stuff. You truly don't know who's calling, what's calling. Kevin Adams, for all we know, could be calling on every single one of these guys. The issue is it's the Sabres. And like we saw with the Bills for so many years, it's Buffalo. It's snow. There's nothing going on. Now Buffalo finally, on the face of news with the Bills, finally people have realized that it's more than, just snow piled up. We finally have a team. So once the Sabres can get to that level where they start drawing in free agents, that's when you've really made it. So hopefully it's starting to change. We definitely see the culture from the inside point of view changing. I don't know if people are seeing it from the outside yet.
But yeah.
There goes Mason Marchment to Dallas.
No! Oh!
Million.
Oh my God. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to put on the breaking news. Bruh. Yeah, so Mason Marchment is going to Dallas. 4 years, $4.5 million deal. Buffalo, why couldn't you do that? I'm not really understanding why they couldn't do that deal.
Yeah, again, it is free agency. It's not the trade deadline, so the players have the final say in this where they want to sign. So maybe he wasn't interested in Buffalo at all. Who knows? But at least we got something. Some sort of news has happened. So maybe this will start some more stuff.
Yeah. I'm just going to put the breaking news up anytime there's a new signing here, okay?
Yeah.
But Elliot Freeman tweeting out 4 years, $4.5 million. So this is your breaking news for now. Kind of not happy that we missed out on him. He was heavily linked to the Sabres. We were trying to get him. Not sure what happened there. Not sure if it was a term problem. Maybe we tried to get him 3 years, but this is a decent deal for a guy that was almost a point per game player last year.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a good deal for both sides there, and kind of sad we missed out on him. But also, deals like this, like we say, anything that we don't do could kind of forward to things that we're trying to do. So maybe Kevin Adams has something else a little bigger that he's working on and says, maybe we'll pass on that and try to reach for something else. Or maybe we'll pass on that and we're going to go smaller and get someone else. So We'll see how it all works out. But you can't really judge everything until everything's done.
Absolutely. And we are still only 2 hours into the beginning of free agency, so there's another guy. That means if you are someone that wants the Sabres to get a veteran forward, a little bit pricier, now that Marchman's gone, you should be focusing all in on Andrei Burakovsky. Once again, Burakovsky watch here in Buffalo. Still no Sabres news right now.
Sabres fans. A lot of people are talking about bringing back one of my personal favorite defensemen of all time, Matt Tennyson.
Oh, my God. Why? Why? No, don't do that. Come on, guys. That's not funny. That's stupid. 6 years ago. Oh, remember this? 6 years ago this month, a friendly reminder to old GMs. Milan Lucic, 7 years. Kyle Postal, 7 years. Andrew Ladd, 7 years. Louis Eriksson, 6. Franz Nielsen, 6. David Backes, 5. And Troy Brouwer, 3. Wow. That's a really, really rough group there. Wow, but still no news around the Sabres. Yaroslav Halak confirmed to New York, $1.55 million there. He'll be back.
It just seems like another free agency so far where a lot of teams around us are getting a lot better and we are not. No. But again, we're on different trajectories here. We have a lot of young guys. A lot of other teams are banking on guys they bring in. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Terry Pagula and Kevin Adams are in-house at the Harbor Center for day 1 of development camp, which starts at 2:30 in 20 minutes. So
which means we're done.
That could potentially mean we're done.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. We'll see here. If we're not completely done until we get a press conference, but
Lawson Krause.
I believe we have a deal here. The Sabres have signed 25-year-old UFA left defenseman Jeremy Davies to a 1-year deal. The veteran minimum. What is this? An AHL move, right? Is this real?
What's his name?
This looks real. We got Jeremy Davies. JEREMY DAVIES.
Why?
He had 31 points in 54 AHL games last season.
No! Wow!
This is the kind of stuff that drives me absolutely nuts as a Sabres fan. The most cap in the NHL, and we're making veteran minimum deals every single year. Why? What is the point? What is the point of this move?
Why? This is so stupid. Who tweeted this one out?
Puckpedia. Apparently rep by Ian Pulver and Dom DeBrois.
Oh, boy. Oh, my God. All right. Whoa. Cow just died. So while that happens, whoops. I'm going to find this. Put this up on the screen here. Tweeds, come on. Nothing yet here, but the Sabres have signed this guy for no good reason. Jeremy Davies, AHLer to a league minimum deal, 2-way deal as well. I'm going to get Cal back on here.
Recording in progress.
No recording.
Recording stopped.
It better stop. Let's turn that off. Forgot that Cal was about to get kicked out there. Hold on. Whoops. Let's do that. Copy invitation. Let's get Cal back on here. But Cal broke the news just before he died. Thanks once again, Zoom. That the Sabres did sign Jeremy Davies to a 2-way deal, league minimum for vet. Waiting to see the terms and money on this. Pretty sure it's gonna be it's gonna be that. So just gonna do that. You can turn this off. These guys have seen this for far too long. But we are getting Jeremy Davies. Sad. Super, super sad. Any more news? Yeah, still gonna wait on this. Gonna go actually here. Come on, Cal, get back in. But Sabres are hyping up Eric Comrie right now. I'm not gonna put it on the list yet. It's only one, maybe such a small deal. What the hell is this guy tweeting about? This is a fake. This is such a fake. But no news yet, folks, so stick around. Rangers are trading Patrick Nemeth to, he is going to Arizona, so another cap dump for them there. Alright, Cal's back. Cal is back. So I haven't seen anybody else confirming this Jeremy Davies deal, so I'm going to hold off on putting it on the list yet. Yeah, Marty Baron did get hacked. That's funny. That's funny. Oh, we just have to see Kevin Weeks right here. Yes, sir.
Campbell is closing in.
See Kevin Weeks, my guy.
Love Kevin Weeks, man. Absolute beauty there. Chad D. He's over. I can't remember which beat reporter site he's on. But this is his group of targets here for the Sabres. Realistically, so we already got Comrie, scratch off Samsonov, scratch off Stetcher, Colin White, not interested. Dylan Strom would be maybe interested. Danton Heinen's a good defensive option. Johan Larsson would be nice, reuniting that fourth line. And I still think that the Sabres make another move or two to weaponize their cap space here.
Yeah, it's looking like Davies is official. Good depth / Rochester signing. A lot of people tweeting on this. Let's see.
Just finished the water bottle. Let's go, folks.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Oh, Riley Smith is staying in Vegas. How? How? Bruh. It's not even possible.
Yeah, so a lot of people saying the Davies thing is official, but no one trustworthy yet, so we'll hold off on that. Again, not big enough of a deal to even be too concerned about. All right, so we have a hypothetical NHL trade. Let's see here. The Blackhawks would get Middlestat, Anderson, a 23 first, and a 24 first. The Sabres would get Mrazek, Kane, and Taze. Who would win?
I think us, but there's no way that happens. No way. Hey, look at that. We got 25 people on right now. Should I do that? Yes, sir. Welcome back, folks. Joining on in. Sabres make Eric Comrie signing official. Blues are signing Noel Achari. Canucks are now over the cap, and Travis Dermott is yet to sign.
Travis Dermott could be, I know we like our Dermotts here in Buffalo. Connor McDermott, Sean McDermott.
Hell yeah. We need to get another Dermott, guys. Come on.
Yep.
All right, so this is our current list of Sabres signings in free agency so far. While we do this, guys, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Also, follow us on Instagram like we mentioned at the beginning of the stream. We hit 2.6K followers. Love that. Another big milestone for the Instagram. Go find them. You can find them in the description box. You can find a link to the Instagram there. And you can join our Discord as well. That is approaching 100 members, which would be nice to get there today. That would be great. So actually, you know what? I should put the Instagram back on so you guys can see it. But look at that, folks. There's the Instagram. Zoom out a little bit. You can kind of see it a little bit. There's the Instagram, so you can get up-to-date stuff. A lot of Sabres news here occurring. Lots of Rochester Americans. That's going back a little while ago. But it's been very good here. Oh, we got some new tweets, and people are rushing in. Colin Blackwell is going to Blackhawks. 2 years, $1.2 million deal.
Eric Gudbranson going to Columbus.
Eric Goodbranson. Okay, all right. Veteran D-man for them. That you know what? I'm just gonna put the breaking news up there. Eric Goodbranson news. Yeah, Eric Goodbranson to Columbus. Let's go, small
Oscar
market.
Lindholm expected to sign with the Sharks.
Really?
Not confirmed or denied.
Okay.
Owen Power, the first man on the ice at development camp. Good
Yes,
to see.
sir. True leader right there in the making. Let's see. Evander Kane just said on TSN that he asked for a trade every single year that he was in Winnipeg.
Oh my!
Dude, this guy is so bad. Such a bad teammate. Why would
Did Nicholas Delorier get signed yet?
Ooh, bring him back. Bring him back. Bring him.
Right.
Hey, ideal situation here for the Sabres. Johan Larsson, Nick Delorier. Bring them all back.
Matt Madison, and there we go. We got our team back.
And Andre Sekera. Oh my God, that's a great team. That is an elite team here for the Sabres, okay? I love that, don't you? Who doesn't like that? Oh, we got 31 people now in the chat. Welcome, folks. Chewy Baka, love the Comrie pickup. Great locker room guy who can compete with till Levi gets up here. Yeah, facts.
Sure.
Folks, are we gonna hit 1.2K today? Come on, let's get it, folks.
Let's get it. 20 more, guys. 20 more.
Damn right. Let's get there. And if you don't feel like watching this live stream, we do have a bunch of other videos. Our draft roundup from a couple days ago. I break down each draft pick in decent detail. Higher guys getting more love, but I'll expose you to some of the lower round people as well. Still no new news from the Sabres, unfortunately. Come on, guys.
Yeah, speaking of the draft, I think the Sabres had a very good draft. I think they hit home on some guys. Not confident in every single pick, but I definitely think they were in the top tier of the draft.
Jerko says, or Gurko, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. There's some great ways. Any news on Uyghur yet? No news yet on him. Let's see what this guy. My heart wants the Sabres to make bigger improvements. My brain says they're smart to realize that they were like a 45 XG team last year and to stay committed to a slower, patient rebuild over chasing extra 4 standings points. We lived through the opposite. Still no news yet about JVR. There was some rumors about there regarding him, but no news yet. Sabres banners, one of my favorite Twitter pages, surpassed the cap floor. Yeah, there you go.
Greetings from Germany. Hashtag Paterka breakout season next year. My favorite player on the Sabres, JJ Paterka.
Sir.
I do have a JJ Paterka jersey. If you want me to grab it, I will. Just leave it in the chat. JT, if you put in the chat right now, wear the Paterka jersey, I will go get it. But until that happens, I don't feel like going upstairs.
Well, speaking of Paterka, it's going to be intriguing what happens with him and Jack Quinn now. With only one or two, I really only see one forward spot available for the Sabres this season. And there's two of them, Quinn and Paterka. And unless there's another trade or maybe injuries, I don't see Paterka going to be being on the opening night roster here for the Sabres.
Yeah, I love Paterka, and I think I really enjoyed watching him play last season, but he still looked like he needed some work, right? Very strong with the puck, very down to the ice kind of guy. When he skates, he's very strong with the puck. and definitely very talented. But again, he didn't really look like an NHL player last year, which he absolutely shouldn't. There's no reason he should have. But I do think he needs a little more touch up. I'm a huge fan of him, and I do think he's going to be a star in the league one day. I'm hoping. I made the investment with the jersey, so we can hope. But I do think I think I'm going to say it right now. He has more potential than Jack Quinn. I'm going to say that right now. I think Quinn's the more ready player, but I think Peterka has more potential.
Gurko says to get the Peterka. I think that's in order. Cal, you got to get that Peterka, man. Oh, we just signed someone. Sabres have just made a signing. Oh, it's confirmed Jeremy Davies.
Okay.
It is confirmed now. The only way I know is based off the Instagram. But it's a 1-year deal, $750,000 if in the NHL, and $325,000 if he stays in the minor leagues. So Jeremy Davies coming to Buffalo. He's another veteran minimum right there. Jeremy Davies. We can now add him
Here's
to
the question. Do you guys want me to get the Germany JJ Peterka jersey or the Sabres one? Leave in the chat.
Ooh, man.
Hearing Max Patch ready to the Preds. Let's check on that.
Max Patch, they're trading him? Or are they going to sign him? Oh, boy. Here we go. Here we go now. It's Nick Cousins closing in on a contract with the Florida Panthers. And no news yet on Jacob Chikrin. No news.
Okay, well, if you're going to look up Predators on Twitter, I suggest you don't.
Should I show it on the stream? Yeah?
Nope.
Nope.
Terry and Kelly Pagula in the suite with Don Granato and Kevin Adams.
Oh, no.
What are we doing?
Is he going to make calls from there? Oh, my God.
You very well could. I know the Sabres do have a very large development group, too, than former years. So maybe they're handling stuff and then calling, but not great to see that.
Yeah, no, and once again, prayers. We know that Kim is not at Harbor Center right now, so prayers for her. Hopefully she recovers from her unspecified illness. But yeah, Jeremy Davies confirmed to Buffalo.
Sabres Peterka jersey. All right, I'll be right back. The fans have called for it, so
fans.
I'll go show it off. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. All right. Oop, we don't need to see anything about that. But we are 17 subscribers away now from 1.2K. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's get there. Let's give Cal a nice little surprise before he gets back here. And it does sound like John Klingberg is now going to be forced out of Dallas because of cap. Mason Marchment is a good forward pickup for the Stars, but it may financially squeeze Klingberg out of D-Town. And, of course, there's this bad boy move. Victor Olofsson returning to Buffalo on a 2-year deal. And we got some insiders tweeting Nick Deslauriers and Justin Braun are both going to Philadelphia. And New York Rangers and Arizona have just made a trade. There is a trade. It's a cap dump trade. But you can see it on your screen now. We got some breaking news. New York is sending Patrick Nemeth and 2 second-round picks to the Arizona Coyotes in exchange for Ty Emberson. So basically, it's a cap dump here for the New York Rangers. That should free up some cap space. We may see New York, that could free up some money to get Vinny Trocheck for them. Now, Vinny Trocheck is a guy that I really wanted the Sabres to possibly get, but it looks like New York is in the driver's seat now. Chewy Baca, love it. Yes, sir. Guys, can we get some Chewy Baca hype?
Yeah.
Thanks for the sub, man. Thanks for it. You've gotta think camp today is only for 2 to 3 hours, so Kevin will be fine. You'd hope so.
Eric Portillo is at camp, confirmed. So interesting.
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting. Wondering.
All right, are you guys ready?
Oh boy.
Confirmed.
Yes,
Here's
sir.
the big reveal.
Oh, yeah. Look at that jersey. Mwah. Absolutely beautiful there.
Beautiful jersey.
Yeah, that's a great jersey. I need to get a knockoff as well. Need to get my knockoff, man.
Gotta get it.
Yes, sir.
Put it for the people.
Jeremy White also liking the move there by the Sabres to get Eric Comrie. And it looks like free agency has hit a bit of another lull here. Besides that cap dump trade. David Perron. I mentioned how he wants to win. Not anymore. He's going to Detroit. He is closing in on a new contract with the Detroit Red Wings. David Perron. Oh my God, that's a good deal for them. That is a really good signing.
Two other breaking news. Lehkonen to Colorado, $4.5 million, 5 years. Also, Justin Braun and our boy Nick Delorier to Philadelphia.
Yes, sir. Those two moves are happening. Actually, four of those moves. Frank Saravalli tweeting, David Perron and the Detroit Red Wings are closing in on a deal. I think that makes the Sabres the second worst team in the division now. That puts Detroit over us.
Which is very sad. Sabres got to do something here. I mean,
come on, make one move to get me out of my seat here. Let's go, guys. Come on, make it happen. But David Perron is going to Detroit. Oh, man. Johnny Gaudreau still not signed yet. Frank Saravalli wrote an article down. Let's see how many guys are scratched off here. So Gaudreau is still on the board. Kadri, all three of the top guys are still on his board. Burakovsky as well, still there. We still got some time. But let's think about what Detroit has done now. They got Ville Husso, Kopp, David Perron, and I think that's it. But all three of those guys are big moves for that team. That good veteran. I do say for fans that are a bit frustrated like us right now, Ottawa and Detroit did start their big-time rebuild. I think the Sabres are where they are now is where Detroit and Ottawa were a year ago.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think we're kind of in the middle of like it's a mental conundrum. We truly don't know whether we want to stick with the young guys and feel fully confident, or if we want to try to hurry up the process and get some veterans around them. We don't know.
No. Yeah.
I know a lot of people have different mindsets. Some people are very patient. Almost, I mean, if you're still patient with the Sabres after all these years, something might be wrong with you. But I do understand the feeling.
Yeah, I do too. So we got 25 people in the chat. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like my internet is not... Please don't crash.
Oh, no.
Please don't crash. I'm still here, but, like, my phone internet has crashed. I'm looking on Twitter there. Oh, no, just updated. Here we go. All right. We still good there. We good. We are... Okay, finally. Chewy Baka says, would you guys go for Kadri? No. No, I don't. I wouldn't.
I don't see it happening, yeah.
No, I think he wants to go. We can only offer him money, and that's about it. Oh my God, Nick Delorier just got 4 years, about $2 million per season, so an $8 million deal. Wow.
Good for him. I liked him when he was in Buffalo, so good to see he's locked up in the league for a little bit.
Yeah.
Patient since 2010. Yeah, it's been a while, and the patient, if it hasn't run out already, it's running out now. So.
Breaking news! The Sabres have not signed anyone, don't worry. Louis Domingue, he's going to New York. They loved the effort he did for them in the playoffs. He was helping New York then, and he's going to help them now. It's a 2-year, one-way deal. So, what? One-way deal? Is he going to be... No, a 2-year contract. He must be their third goalie then.
Eric Gustafsson to the Capitals.
Yeah, he wasn't that. He's washed up, too. I remember when I used to like him. I wanted him to come to Buffalo a while back.
Yeah.
But then he just kind of trailed off there. But Louis Domingue, he gets a breaking news just because of the memes.
Oof.
But Lehkonen confirmed 5 years, $4.5 million a season. Let's see if there's any other confirmed things. Elliot Freeman says late night, go to bed. Oh, that was last night.
Yeah.
That was last night. Still no news yet on Mackenzie Weegar. Craig Rivet clarifying his relationship with Uyghur. I am not Uyghur's grandfather. I am not his uncle. I'm his first cousin. I have a gray beard. Yes, I mature fast. Nice. There's some news here regarding all of the Chicago guys. Spoke with agent Pat Brisson. Pierre LeBrun did. Agent for Kane, Taves, and Seth Jones in Chicago. All of them have no move clauses. Brisson says he's been communicating with his clients and absorbing everything that's been happening with the Blackhawks roster. Brisson says they're not necessarily in agreement with the direction the team is taking. They will let the dust settle first and then patiently make the best decisions for each player as it pertains to their respective careers. So, all three of them not happy about where the Blackhawks are going.
Interesting. Yeah, the Blackhawks, like we said earlier, one of the most poorly run professional sports teams in all of America, and you could even say all the world. It's, ever since that stuff came out, last season, horrible stuff. It's been downhill from there. So
yeah, and you can see here Owen Power, like you mentioned a little while ago, first guy on the ice. There he is.
Peyton Krebs is at development camp too. It looks like pretty much everyone's there that we would expect.
Yeah.
Good to see there. You get a little worried here in development camp. You don't want any injuries. Some of these young guys are really pushing the pace to try to, get some head turns, try to get some, some progress here.
Mm-hmm.
And, sometimes they overdo it. So
now Chewbacca asks, would we entertain a move for Patrick Kane? Absolutely. Who wouldn't? Yeah. 92-point goal scorer. I think if the Sabres were to get Kane, that'd make us better than Detroit right there.
Yeah, that would definitely flip-flop it for sure. And again, that would be that one guy, that bigger move where immediately, there you go, there's your team set on paper, and then you just kind of feel the young guys out, see who's ready, who's not. But as we sit right now, we're still missing that one big guy, and maybe another defender, another depth defender. We'll see.
And, we can always go for someone next season. We'll still have plenty of cap space, but it's going to be more tricky because maybe Kevin Adams is looking at it and saying, hey, I don't know what Tage Thompson's going to want next season. I don't know what Dylan Cousins, Peyton Krebs, some of these younger guys are going to want. So maybe not. From looking at that vantage point, I can see what he's doing here, and saying that he doesn't want to get a highly pricey veteran.
Yeah, you're going to have to stick with the one-year deals, I think. But
yeah. Kane ain't coming home. He already sold his house here. He can buy it right back.
Yeah.
It's not a great housing market, but he can buy it back. No other signings so far. Not sure if you're seeing anything, Cal.
I'm scanning. I'm not seeing anything right now, but
yeah. But I would like to say how Newcastle, over in the soccer world, Newcastle is better than your team, Leicester City. Cal, what do you call Leicester City again?
It's like I've seemed to forget.
Do you want more Leicester or less Leicester?
Probably more. More.
More or more of what?
I'm having trouble. The connection might be breaking.
Okay. Yeah. See, I want more of that Leicester stuff. Yeah. Oh, speaking of, JJ Peterka, let's go.
Let's go.
Football guys. Who else is there? Let's see here. I don't know. Who's this guy? I'm not sure who that is. Cal can't even see there's Owen Power and Jack Quinn there.
Yeah, good.
Peterka.
Good development camp. I know they have, I believe Saturday morning, they have the big, team gold versus team blue thing.
Mm-hmm.
Great picture, JJP there. So that'll be entertaining to see. Hopefully I can catch all that. Maybe, I think we'll stream that at 9:45 a.m.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Claude Giroux's contract breakdown with Ottawa. It's very front-loaded. Year 1, $7 million. Second year, $7 million. Third year, $5.5 million. A full no-movement clause throughout the deal. People are saying he doesn't want to win a cup, apparently. Sabres and Ottawa having some beef here in the comments here.
I don't know about you, but over the last few days, I've got the gyps for football. Like I've been dying to go to a football game, have college start up. Now this NHL free agency days, just getting even more like pumped for sports. And we're in that period right now where if you don't like baseball, you're living through some tough times. Luckily, I'm a pretty big baseball guy myself, but.
And just looking at this one post here, we got 2 months away from the NFL season, a month away from we got less than a month away for college football, though.
Yeah, we are.
There we go. All right, you think Notre Dame's going to do good this year, bud?
They got a tough opening game, but if they can get by that, I think that they will do pretty good.
Yeah.
QB situation's always fluid there, but.
Jan Ruda, breaking news, he is going to Pittsburgh. 3-year deal worth $8.25 million. That's a good death signing for them. We got 34 people in the chat now. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Subscribe. We're at 1,183. I know y'all can do this. Let's get to maybe 1.19. We got 7 away from that. I know the 7 of you aren't subscribed in the chat. So let's make it happen. Why not? Give us a shot. If you don't like what you see, then you can always unsubscribe.
Absolutely, yeah. And we make a lot of videos surrounding about Bills, Sabres, all that stuff. But also we go live with random games sometimes. Say it's a big NBA game, a big MLB game, a big NHL game. Mm-hmm. We'll be live, so you never know what you'll get here.
Yeah, you never know. We do a lot of stuff. Just looking back on this one here, Vinny Hinostroza coming back. Let me put up the signings back here. Put this away. Whoops, that sounds wrong. Let's put this away. I said look down. Don't worry, guys. Nothing sus here. Nothing sus. Don't worry.
Another thing to look at here. A lot of people saying, "Oh, Kevin Adams at development camp. That might mean he's not working right now. Nothing's going on." That could also mean he's put in all of his final offers for some of these guys, and now he's just waiting for a call back. So he could be maybe in that period where he's reached out to all of his guys, and now he's just waiting on them to decide. So
yeah, pretty much.
Nothing to worry about yet.
Nope. We're still okay. Yeah. So look, Sabres. We have a solid team. Very mediocre. I think it could be 500 based off because last season I thought the team was going to be a 70-point team. Well, we turned out being 75 points. This year we could say 80-point team, 85 points. You never know. That would get you right around that 500. I think the goal though is to get to 500.
Yeah, the goal is definitely definitely improvement, but to what level? Personally, I'd rather see all of our young guys develop and have a really bright future for next season than to barely sneak in the playoffs and look really bad. Like, Of course, you want to get to that Stanley Cup level, and that's what we're here for. We're not here to make the playoffs one year and put everything in to make a first round exit and then fall apart again. We've waited too long to give that up. So we just need a little more patience. And I'm not saying they don't make the playoffs next year. We definitely have the talent to do it. It's just, will it come together, and will we get that one or two, missing pieces that we need?
Absolutely. And
the Sabres are still paying Christian Ehrhoff's buyout. Yep, I believe this is the last year. Is this the last year?
No, we still got a couple more years. I think this is last year for Cody Hodgson, though.
Oh, yeah, Cody Hodgson. Yep, that's the...
Maybe one or both. I can't exactly remember. But I did make a video about that horrible contract that we handed out. All of the videos recently have been doing good. Like, half of them are getting 1K, which is great for this channel. Some fans are very divided. They're very divided, actually, on Vinny Hinostroza. Kind of
Hinostroza is one of those guys where... he's hit or miss. We saw in that outdoor game against the Leafs what Hinostroza can truly do. He was an absolute menace on the ice, best player on the ice by far. He was everywhere, putting up points everywhere on the ice. And then we've also seen Hinostroza kind of be a nobody, 20 game stretches. So kind of a wild card there, and a guy that may be plugging, some spots for young guys to come up. So if you're not a fan of Hinostroza, you definitely don't like the deal. But I know a lot of people are really big on him and think he should definitely be in the lineup every day or every other day. So I'm kind of one of those people who's in between. I could see him, being interchangeable with some other guys. At the same time, I've seen what he can do on his highest games, and I wouldn't have a problem with it. But
Yeah. I wouldn't have a problem with it either. Teams like, oh, this is a good tweet. Teams like Detroit and Ottawa loading up should not give us any reason to panic. They're at a stage now where their cores need to start winning. Sabres are not exactly at that point. The most important thing for today is to help the team and make sure the team continues to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing close on extension talks with Florida and Uyghur. So
maybe that's something. Ben Sherratt, he's heading to Detroit. Breaking news, folks.
Wow.
Yeah, he's going to Detroit. They're making another move.
Making a big push today.
Huh?
Detroit? Also with Uyghur, if Uyghur becomes a Sabre, we're going to have to be very, very careful.
I'm not sure. Yeah, we have to be very careful. Why is Detroit signing Ben Sherratt? 4 years, $4.75 million. He wasn't good last year. He was not good. Why would you sign him?
They're doing the panic move where they're trying to get everyone now. This is exactly what we're saying the Sabres do not have to do. The Sabres have a lot of young talent that we can rely on, where Detroit, they're kind of.
I'm not sure why they need to do it, though. That is just a stupid thing.
Every other night it was either you're getting like a crazy game, he's all over the ice, or for the most part, like a nothing. So
yeah, it's not a good deal if you're. Let's look at Detroit, actually. I want to see what their defensive core looks like now, because the one place they needed to improve on the most was their defense. It was their defense. They were worse than... they were much worse than the Sabres, actually, at defense. And I thought that was pretty bad. I think the Sabres were pretty bad. Detroit, they only have $23 million left, and they need to start winning like now, because you can't see it on the screen right now, but Tyler Bertuzzi is a UFA. Pius Suter is a UFA. Oscar Sundqvist, UFA. Adam Ernie, UFA. They need to figure out what they got in these guys now. Oli Mata, UFA. Jordan Osterley, UFA. Steven Kampfer, UFA. Alex Nedeljkovic. All of those guys are UFAs. And Dylan Larkin as well. So, Detroit, I see why they are going for these big guys. They need to start winning now with this core, because they may be picked apart after next summer.
Yeah, they kind of have this one season where they have to win, and if they don't win, a lot of guys are just gonna be like, I'm not re-signing. So it's one of those things where they kind of got to please their internal guys this year and try to make that push. And
yeah,
they're making some interesting moves so far.
Wow, I'm not necessarily in love with what they've done. The only move I like from them is Andrew Kopp. We haven't seen the terms yet on David Perron, so I'm kind of neutral on that. If they sign... Perron is 23 years old, so if they sign him for something more than 3 years, $5 million, that's bad. That's a bad deal. Usually we don't see this from Stevie Y, where he starts panicking and make these a lot of...
this is unique. This could turn out to be one of the greatest GM the off seasons in like history if this goes down well. But we've also seen a lot of teams panic and make a ton of moves, and Columbus, and it doesn't turn out good, and you end up having one or two bad years in between. A lot of teams can recover it though, but I'm just gonna say if the Sabres did something like that and it didn't work out, which. It
would put us back another 5 years again.
Yeah.
Now that Ben Sherratt deal screams Brandon Montour to me. Not sure why, just same kind of feeling. And there's one guy out there that the Sabres could still go and get, and it's Dominic Kubalik from Chicago. If you want to get another depth option over on Ford, but I'm not sure. That would likely mean that the Sabres are not going to include Jack Quinn in the opening night lineup. So
yeah, Vegas is signing Sakari Mannanen.
Huh? You know what? That gets a breaking news. Hey, can you spell his name out for me without looking at your phone real quick?
Manninen.
Oh, yeah, let's go. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Gold medal winner in Finland.
Yeah, so he's going to sign with Vegas. I'm not sure where they're getting that money from. Do you know? Nah, no one knows. No one knows. Vadim Shipashov flashback. Who? All right, possible. Vegas will ruin him. That's what everyone's hating on Vegas. Love to see that.
Yeah, Vegas became a very hateable team in the last few years.
Just a little bit.
I think like their first year, everyone was pretty new on them, liked them. I was one of those people. I've already said, followed them along their first year, enjoyed watching, but after that, not a very likable team, especially now with Mr. Jack Eichel.
Whoa! Washington signed an AHL goalie to over $1 million a season.
Really?
3-year, $3.3 million deal. Charles Lindgren to the Washington Capitals.
They don't got that much cap either, so that's interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, especially when they signed Kemper.
Yeah.
You'd think, and they still have Vitek Vanacek. I'm a Vitek this what? Love that. Just looking here at the blue team. Oh, wow, they really loaded up on one side. Dude, this blue versus gold team is so one-sided, bro.
Yeah, it seems every year these teams are just absolutely one-sided, but I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't matter when they do the 3-on-3 games, so.
If William von Barnico, Lofberg, Francois, James Bouteau, just looking at all these funny names here, Joel Rakovich Burnson, please, I hope all three of them make it to the Sabres so we can put those names on their jerseys. Yep, looking at there's the picture. You can see Donnie G right there. Kevin Adams is right. Oh, you can't see him. He's off screen. I have to zoom out. He's right here, right at the edge here under the TV with no phone in his hand. Got a couple more scouts. This is Jerry Fortin, the guy that just cried. Terry Pagula, and his daughter right there. So all of them, they are in the house. Peyton Krabs and Owen Power and Group Run, as he mentioned a little while ago. The Buffalo Bison's current manager just got promoted. Interim manager up with the Blue Jays. So, what's his name? Casey Kendall.
Yeah. So, good news for him. I know that's a direct result of Charlie Montoyo getting fired earlier today off of a win. Kind of confusing there, but I didn't see it happening. But again, Blue Jays direct correlation to the Bison's the only reason we would care.
Yeah. Eric Portillo, his equipment has arrived wearing an assortment of old gear. Love that. Yeah. If Eric Portillo is there, what do you think that means? Does that mean he may sign with them next season? But
I think it's just a step that he kind of has to take in his current path. Kind of development camp. It's kind of just one of those things where if he's there, might as well. I don't think he's decided one way or the other either. I think he's had some great talks with Kevin Adams, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. So I kind of feel like now it's starting to set in that the Sabres are done for the next couple hours.
Yeah, they might be done for the day, and maybe the next little bit, and then they'll rekindle some of the guys they've already talked to tomorrow, and see what happens.
Oops. Yeah, so just looking at the list here a couple more times before we hop off in 10 minutes or so. We got 31 people in the chat. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure, hit that like button, subscribe. Hey, I'm still looking at 183 right there. Guys, we've gained 6 new subs today. Let's keep that going. Keep that going.
Before we hop off here for the day, if you're new, subscribe. We're trying to get to 1190 today. That's the goal. So if we could get there, that would be huge. 7 more people. We're going to stay on until around 3 o'clock unless something big happens here.
Yeah. Watch it. Right when we hop off, the Sabres make a Patty Kane trade.
Yeah, that happened. It happened right before we got on. They made moves. Maybe right before we get off, we'll have some moves, hopefully.
Lance Lasowski says he doesn't see the Sabres doing anything else in free agency except for maybe Anders Bjork. What would they do with Bjork? Would they trade him for a late round pick? I would do that. Why not? He was a really bad player for the Sabres. If there was one guy that didn't improve with the rest of the team, it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are really liking
the goaltending move, yeah.
5 what? Are they saying that No, that
Burakovsky on
Seattle.
a 5-year deal.
Is he going to
Ooh.
Seattle?
Yep. Here's the thing, though. He might have wanted a long-term deal. I don't think the Sabres are. I mean, they are, though. Like, with so much cap space, it really doesn't matter for the Sabres. But that's tough.
Yeah, really wanted to see him come to Buffalo. We were linked to him and Marchment. Missed out on both of them. Seems like Kevin Adams knew this, too. But Andrei Burakovsky is heading to Seattle, it appears.
I'd love to see the money on this.
Yeah. Oscar Lindblom, 2 years, $2.5 million. Let's see if the other insiders start. I don't see anybody else. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like no other big news. Yeah, it doesn't appear that that's confirmed yet. Lawson Krause, people still holding hope out for him. Gonna search up what his situation is.
Yeah, that's kind of our last hope besides like a trade here, is signing Gaudreau or someone huge.
Lawson Krause last season, 34 points in 65 games. He's a 20-goal scorer. Lots of penalty minutes, too. Where's cap friendly? I want to see his contract. Is he out of contract now? He must be. Yeah, he's an RFA, so we'd have to trade for him. We would have to trade if we wanted to get Lawson Krause.
Or do a little offer sheet cheese.
Yeah, we have plenty of draft picks.
We have not seen a single offer sheet yet, and that's kind of interesting.
Well, that would screw up. Oh, Cal's gone. That would screw up our relationship with Arizona if we were to offer sheet for Krause, because it's not surefire that they wouldn't match. They may just be looking for a decent deal to match. All right, no, let's not do that. Let's do this. Gets Cal in on a final couple minutes here, just so he can do a nice send off. Okay, folks. Oops. No. Let's not do that. Let's get Cal back in here one final time for the last couple minutes of this stream here, folks. He was in mid-sentence, too, when he died. It's kind of funny. With 3 or 4 second-round picks, why not? I'd do it. And that's too much for that guy. He's not worth 3 or 4 second-round picks. I'm not sure that's necessarily worth it for the Sabres. So, yeah, that's not necessarily the move if I'm them. But we haven't seen any moves here in a while by the Sabres. Looks like they're done. All indications are that they are done for the time being. Yeah. It's a 5-year, $5.5 million deal for Andrei Burakovsky heading to Seattle. Andrei Burakovsky heading to Seattle for a 5-year, $5.5 million deal, confirmed by Elliot Friedman.
I think that's a little steep for what the Sabres probably would have wanted to do. I think that's good money, but I think the Sabres are a little stingy. Don't want to really shell out that cap.
Nah,
especially that long. Mark Stahl to Florida, 1-year deal minimum.
Yep, and it's
Eric Stahl to Florida on a PTO.
Oh my God, why? Remember
Florida stalling around.
Yeah, they are getting the Stahl brothers. Eric Stahl going to get one last go. He was in the AHL last year. Didn't really do too much in the AHL. So, yeah, that's happening. So we're going to be on for another couple minutes, folks. I'm going to check the sub count again. Hopefully, we are at 1,183. Last chance, folks. Last chance. Calling one, calling twice. For free agency, we have streamed now for about 2 hours here. And my throat is now killing me. That is great.
Yeah, it's a lot of talking for not this. This is our first stream in a while too. We haven't been live in a while. Got to get used to it again. I don't know when our next stream will be, but
No idea, but hopefully it's soon. Claude,
Yeah.
oh man, Giroux, Stutzla, and Kachuk. I'm scared of that team now. Really scared of that team. Claude Giroux, people are loving that signing. Ottawa, if I'm Ottawa, I gotta be really happy about them. Happy with
Yeah.
what they've done. But before we hop off, who do you think are some of the winners and losers from the first wave here?
Winners, I'm definitely going Ottawa. I'm gonna say Detroit's a winner just because they're actually doing something. And we'll stick with that for now. Losers, gotta do it.
Toronto.
Let's think here. I gotta really think for a second because I don't want to say somebody's a loser just yet. Still very early. I think everyone's a winner. Everyone had fun today.
We all made some good friends today, right, guys?
Zach Wilson, the only winner of the day.
Can we get some dog? Zach Wilson is a total dog. I would be willing to trade Josh Allen for a dog and Zach Wilson. How about you?
Yeah, Zach Wilson, legendary QB. Opinions completely changed now. What do you guys think of Zach Wilson in the comments, real quick, before we hop off?
I don't know, man. I'm a little underwhelmed by actually. This is right where I felt that the Sabres would be in the first wave of free agency. I like what they've done here. They addressed their glaring needs. It appears they're done. I don't think nothing else happens unless I don't think we do anything else besides a trade.
Yeah, it's looking like the Sabres are going to have to settle for a trade if they want something big.
And, I will say about Eric Comrie, I do like him much more than Jake Allen or James Reimer.
Yeah.
And we have him at a much cheaper deal than those two guys. And we got him at a 2-year. Kevin Adams said he wanted a 2-year contract, a guy that was preferable, and we got it. So if we were to check off all the little boxes on the checklist, I think the Sabres would get a 10 out of 10 for that.
Yeah, I don't think we've made any mistakes so far. I think we're in the situation right now where we're kind of content staying where we are. Made a few moves to try to bolster some weak spots, try to fill some spots. Overall, I'd say today I'd give the Sabres a B grade. I don't really think they've done anything to make the team stand out, but they haven't committed any mistakes that can kill us in the future. So wait and see here. I still believe something big's coming. I don't know whether that be by trade or another signing. I don't think Kevin Adams is done yet, but we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we definitely won't see in the next 2 minutes. Yeah, it's already 3. All right.
Yeah, that's gonna be that for now. That's
gonna be it for us, folks. I will make, if there's a huge trade that goes down, I'll make a quick video about that. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching this 2-hour live stream. We really appreciate it. I don't know about you, Cal. I thought this was a fantastic stream.
You want to stay updated?
Oh, he's trying to say, Cal, your
We'll
internet.
come out if something big happens, so be ready for those. We'll give you all the details. Also, for late breaking news, check out the Instagram and join the Discord for all that news.
Yeah. Check out the Instagram, guys. My internet's about to go out, so this is a good time to sign off here. Look at that nice doggy right there for bringing the water bottles out for the baseball guys. We'll leave you with that image. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And as he mentioned, follow the Instagram for some more up-to-date stuff. Both of those links are in the description below. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching.